Every story has a beginning, but it also has an ending. Our story began with Mom and Dad and the things that they have taught us. We've talked about their legacy, which is incredible. Like my brother said, we are the American dream.
Just on the other side of here, there was a boxcar.
I'm Reuben, the oldest of 7 siblings, married to Carmen for almost 60 years. Our oldest son is Reuben, who is 56 years old. He has a son named Moises, who's 29. Then Carmen and I live together with Aaron, who's 53, and his 2 sons, Joshua, who's 17, and Daniel, who's 15. So Carmen is the queen in a kingdom of men. We are blessed to continue the legacy of the Murillo family. I'm retired now. I've been a preacher all my life, starting at a very young age. When I was 7, I started singing in church. When I was 10, I was preaching on the radio here in Los Angeles. And I've been bivocational most of my life, just a little bit of full-time staff in different churches, 8 different churches I've been on staff. But I've had many different jobs. So it's been a very rich and fulfilling life, reached into all kinds of industries and all kinds of experiences. It's been exciting.
I'm Benny. I was married to Priscilla for 49 years before the Lord called her to heaven. We have 3 children. Cheryl is married to Randy. They have 2 boys, Benny and Luke. And Sheila is married to Jason. They have a boy, Timothy, and a girl, Faith. Willie's married to Becky. They have 5 children, Lucy, Charlie, Quincy, Samuel, and Claire. The Lord has really blessed our family. We are very grateful. I was a high school band director for 12 years, and then I was a high school administrator for 21 years. And so after my 3rd retirement, I took another job teaching music. And that's what I love to do, and that's what I'm still doing, 48 years.
I'm Gloria. I'm number 3, the 3rd bundle of joy. I married my husband, Mario, when I graduated from high school in 1969. We were married 46 years, and he passed away in 2014. I had 2 children, Alondra, who passed away when she was 40, and Lázaro, who's 46 years old right now. Alondra didn't have any children, but Lázaro had a bunch of them. The oldest one is going to be 28 years old, and the second one was Ramirito, who passed away in 2020. Then he had Kimberly, who was 22, Julian, who's 21, Carlos, who was 25, and Abraham, who is 13. I'm a Murillo, and I am very blessed to be part of this family. As soon as I graduated, I got married. So in 1978, we went to live in Mexico. He did farming, which went very, very well for him, and I worked right beside him. I would drive the tractor and do all kinds of farmer things. Then I came to Deming, New Mexico in 2020, and that's where I am right now.
I'm Ruthie. I'm child number 5, and I'm married to Dickie. We've been married for 56 years, and we have 6 children. Elizabeth, Stephanie, Sarah, Isaac, Seth, and Victoria. Elizabeth is married to Chris. Stephanie is married to Robert, and they have 4 children and 1 grandchild. Bobby, Isaac, Shaylin, Clarissa, and 1 granddaughter, Scarlett Sol. Sarah has 4 children, Mark and Andres, Chantal, and Jade. And she also has 5 grandchildren, Michael, Naya, Ray, Alessio, and Zayla. And that makes me a great grandma. Victoria is married to Paul, and they have 4 children, Isaiah, Joshua, Trinity, and Annabelle. We are a big family, and we're blessed and so happy to be a part of the Murillo legacy. Being blessed with such a big family has been such an honor for me, raising my children, grandchildren, and now my great-grandchildren. In my retired years now, that's what I'm doing, enjoying my great-grandchildren full-time.
I'm Carlos, and I'm number 6. I am married to Delia, and we have 1 son, Davey. He's 15 years old. I have 3 amazing daughters, Christian, Mallory, and Courtney. Christian is married to Anthony. They have 3 kids. Olivia's 14, Ella's 12, and Isaiah is 8. Mallory is married to Matt. They have 1 daughter, Sydney. She's 11. Courtney is married to Chris, and they have 2 sons, Vince, 16, and Nicholas is 8. Currently, I work for an oil company. I've been doing that for about 20 years. Also, I'm a photographer. I've had a studio downtown for about the last 15 years. I do that with my wife. At this point in my life, we spend a lot of time with the grandkids, baseball games, football games, basketball games, everything that we have. My son plays high school football and track. All the kids are involved in some form of musicals. And of course, there's always the church events that we spend a lot of time doing. Something we've been doing over the last 8 years that I'm really proud of, and I just feel the Lord has really blessed, is my wife and I have opened a community center in Honduras. We've taught them how to read, write, how to grow food, how to teach them Bible verses. This is the time in our lives where my wife and I get to give back in a very substantial way and give back to what the Lord has blessed us with. We just want to enjoy that for the rest of our lives.
Hi, I'm Romy, number 7. I'm married to Jim for 36 years. We have 3 sons, Tony, Eric, and Peter. Tony's our oldest. He's 50 years old. He has 1 son, Cole, who is 11. Eric is married to Carrie, 26 years, and they have 1 son, Samuel. Peter's married to Jana, 12 years. They also have 1 son, Joey, who's 11. I am 1 year away from retirement. I've been working since I was literally 12 years old. So me and Jim are really looking forward to this time in our life now. Obviously, there's a lot of testosterone in our family, but we love each other and we're an amazing family together.
Good afternoon, baseball fans. In this final game of the World Series, one of the most dramatic ever played.
I don't know how it evolved to the degree it did, other than we'd start playing out in the street, we'd start playing everywhere. I remember one time Mickey even slid into second base, which was the manhole in the street.
I think it was the 50s. It was sometimes dark and we'd still be out there throwing the ball. Half the time we didn't have gloves. And newspapers. We'd use newspapers sometimes for a glove. So it's a very inexpensive thing to do.
Go for three!
That's what we lived for.
Go for three! Oh, no!
What really made it special, I think, was Vin Scully. You could go down the street and you'd hear Vin Scully all over the place. People listening to Vin Scully.
I remember, I still do, I can hear it in my mind, you guys having the TV on watching the games.
It's the 48th Dodger to go down swinging, or at least 48 strikeouts against the Dodgers collectively. The Chicago Cubs in the 45 World Series.
I got hit in the face with a hard ball and cracked my tooth, but I still played. And we used to talk about how, you know, you were in Little League, and one day, Romy, can you imagine if they had a little league for girls?
Yeah. Well,
that's what we said to get you to play. We were cool.
The good thing was that our next door neighbor, we didn't have gloves, we didn't have anything, but our next door neighbor did.
Barbara.
So we would invite Barbara to come and play. And then we could use her equipment, her gloves and stuff.
Because her dad would buy her anything.
yeah. Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Yankees. And we saw those in 55 and 56 World Series from the cafeteria. That was the first thing we learned was Dodgers.
Who was Grandma's favorite?
Probably me. Ruben.
Who was Grandma's favorite?
Carlos.
Who was Grandma's favorite?
Me.
Oh my God, that's easy, me.
Who was Grandma's favorite?
Alondra. She was the 8th child.
Who was Grandma's favorite?
He wouldn't show it. I don't know. Probably Ruthie.
Who's your favorite sibling?
I can't tell. There's too many.
Who was Grandpa's favorite?
I was Chiple.
Who's your favorite?
Oh my gosh, all of them. I've got hands waving at me, but all of them. I love my siblings, all of them.
Who was Grandpa's favorite?
Me.
Who's your favorite sibling?
My favorite sibling?
Don't think!
Can't say. No, I really could not tell you.
Because you love them all.
I do.
I love it. Who was Grandpa's favorite?
Ruben.
Who's your favorite?
Ruthie.
Who was Grandpa's favorite?
Probably me.
Who's your favorite sibling?
Me.
Well, when we first arrived to California, we landed at Pico Rivera. And so my father was working for the railroad at that time. And our very first night we spent in the car. My father went off to work that day, and we sat in the car till he came home. And then we started figuring out about school. Ruben and Bobby, our cousin, started at Rivera Elementary. Then I started there for kindergarten. We moved over to McGee Elementary for a couple of years. That's where we first met baseball. Then we all went to Pioneer High School. And after graduation, everybody kind of took their own professional paths, and here we are.
Class of 1964.
Proud graduate of the class of 67.
Class of 69.
Class of 1972. Woohoo!
Class of 74.
Class of 77. I didn't come to Pioneer, but I'm going to sit down because I'm exhausted.
What's your favorite high school memory?
Missing school and getting away with it.
Football games.
My shorthand class. I loved my teacher, Mrs. Steiner.
Skipping classes, going to King Cole, and looking at the magazines.
There you go.
Everything to do with band and athletics, right here.
Typing class. The typing class sent me to Europe during Vietnam and got me my first job with the gas company. And with the gas company, I was able to go to Pepperdine. That typing class saved my life.
I hold the record for the 100-yard dash, not the 100 meters. In those days, we were in yards. 10-2. Try to match that.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Tell me about your earliest childhood memory.
There's a scene that plays in my head. It's my mother and I watching a hurricane coming towards us, and it's the sound like a jet airplane and very loud, big dark cloud moving towards us, and she looks scared. I must have been under 3.5 years old because Benny wasn't there yet. The other scene is another place where we're watching the river rise coming up the hill towards our house. My mother is holding me, and she just looks scared. I can see the look on her face. Those two.
I remember I must have been about 3 years old. We lived on an Indian reservation. There were many snakes and coyotes and all that kind of stuff, and I can just barely remember that. We also had a shotgun, and I remember the shotgun was in the corner of the house, and one day I just went to pick it up. I don't know, I just felt like saying, what is this thing here? And I had everybody at a standoff while I was holding the shotgun. I can remember everybody screaming like, put it down, put it down. And I didn't know what I was doing.
My earliest childhood memory, kindergarten. I was very, very afraid of caterpillars. It was time for our milk, and a caterpillar was crawling up my leg. Well, I started crying and crying and crying, and I didn't get my milk.
I think I can go back to my first day of school in kindergarten. I did cry, and I was reminded of that at my 40-year class reunion. Ruben Elizalde, a classmate, reminded me, I remember you in kindergarten crying your first day of school.
Earliest childhood memory is Patsy, our Sunday school teacher, teaching us the books of the Bible. I can still vividly remember her going over Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, and teaching us one by one through the whole Old Testament, New Testament. That's probably my earliest vivid memory.
You know, my earliest childhood memory is walking down Shade Lane, I think it was, where we would meet Grace Fuentes with her family, and then we'd walk down to Morel, where the Chavez would meet up, and then we would walk on down to Magaña's church. So even at that very early age, we were going to church as families together.
Favorite song?
Long Black Limousine by Elvis Presley.
Who's your favorite artist?
Elvis Presley.
My favorite song is You're Still a Young Man.
Who's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist of all time would probably be Frank Sinatra.
Favorite song?
Victory in Jesus.
Favorite artist?
Vicente Fernandez.
Favorite song?
Can't Help Falling in Love.
Favorite artist?
Elvis Presley.
Favorite song?
King of Glory.
Favorite song?
Where Are You Going by Dave Matthews.
Ooh, nice pick. Favorite artist?
Pearl Jam.
What's wrong with you? All this good music and you're picking Pearl Jam?
I love Pearl Jam. Come on. Dave Vedder. I mean, come on.
Unfortunately, Carlos is not as with it as he would like us to believe. You see, what Carlos doesn't realize is that there is no such musician as Dave Vedder. There is, however, a Dave Grohl and an Eddie Vedder. We would, however, like to thank him at this time for playing our little game.
Dave Vedder. I mean, come on.
So music has always been a big part of our lives, I think from all of us. So I can remember my father, when I was so young, playing the guitar and teaching us songs. I think that was something that he instilled in us. There's a passion for music, particularly with my family.
Well, you taught me how to play trumpet. He started teaching me how to play trumpet, and I didn't want to, but it was like, it was the natural progression. I'm gonna learn, this is what you do. It just seemed like that's what we're gonna do. And became part of it, and that's like, I couldn't imagine not being involved with music after that.
Well, it was so much part of their lives. They would tell stories that growing up, before they were married, they loved to go to dances. Even my mother used to talk about them going to the dances and the music, and Dad would talk about him and his brothers playing. His older brothers would play instruments for the dances.
He played the Hawaiian guitar, I think.
Yeah.
He learned to play it by himself.
Yeah.
But he played it beautifully. I mean, he could follow any song that you would sing. He would play it in church and he would play it at home. It was something beautiful for us.
I think he played it at home. We found it very relaxing. He'd pull it out and sit down and he'd start playing for before you know it, one by one we're gathering. He didn't call us. One by one we're gathering and we'd sit down and he'd start singing and we'd start singing along.
Yeah. Well, I passed that on to my kids then, so I can proudly say that my son is a world-renowned trumpet player, musician, writer, composer, arranger, and now that's passed on to my grandkids. So even as we speak right now, I have 2 grandchildren playing professionally on the East Coast. So it was Friday, February 17th, 1984. It's close to 6 o'clock in the evening, and I get a phone call from Ruthie. She told me Elizabeth and Isaac were in an accident. They were run over on Leffingwell near Imperial Highway in Norwalk. She said they don't give me much hope. She thinks Isaac's already gone. They told me to go to Presbyterian Hospital. I went to Presbyterian Hospital. We went into the little back room where Isaac was laying on a gurney there. We can't do anything for Isaac now. It's time to go and worry about Elizabeth. So we left Isaac there. That was very sad. We went to the Studebaker Hospital in Norwalk, and we got there just as I believe the helicopter was getting ready to take Elizabeth. And I remember running over there, and I just reached in and I just said a quick prayer. The helicopter left.
I was living in Mexico when they called me and I heard the news. I did cry. I felt very sad. I can feel what she's feeling. If it were my son, I knew that he was in God's hands. I was sustained with that.
You know, life happens, and then all of a sudden, I get a phone call, and it is my nephew, Isaac, who had been killed by a drug driver. This just stopped the world.
I remember that day quite vividly. Everything I remember. And I just appreciated everybody, how this family came together for me. And you heard the saying, be prayed up. Be prayed up. I know I was prayed up because the moment I got the news, Dickie told me, it's Isaac. He's with Jesus. He's with Jesus. I instantly felt the strength of the Lord. Immediately I felt it. I knew it. And the lady who came to bring me the news, she told somebody, she was praying all the way down to the scene of the accident. She was praying. I don't remember praying. I don't remember praying when I got to the scene of the accident. What I saw and having to get in the police car and rush to the hospital where Elizabeth was at. I don't remember that, but I do remember being held up. I do remember the Lord gave me the strength. I know that it was Him. I felt the peace of the Lord.
I remember getting there and everybody was already there and found out what was happening. And the thing that was just so amazing is that they told me you and Dickie had prayed for the drunk driver.
I remember being at the hospital and Hiram was with me, and he goes, what do you want to do? And I said, call Benny. Call Benny. Benny is never available. Never. He's always doing something. He's always where. He answered the phone. He was there. He was at the hospital. He called me, and I told him where I was at. Go to Presbyterian where Dickie's at, because he's alone. Dickie needs you. I felt the Lord with me. I was okay. I felt, you need to go to Dickie. And him and Priscilla went to Dickie. They pronounced Isaac dead over there, and he came and joined me at Studebaker with Elizabeth. They flew her to another hospital. He had to go tell Mom and Dad.
Up to then, that was the hardest thing I've ever gone through. I just don't know how you kept it together. I just couldn't fathom going through that myself.
I appreciate everybody. Everybody came together. Everybody. Belia and James were there, I think, following day. Or Belia was there. She said James wasn't coming. He showed up. He was there. All of you guys were there, showed up for me. And I just appreciate everybody. How, again, familia. Mom and Dad taught us that. Familia. We back up everybody. We're there for everybody at all times.
Now that we're older and we're almost all retired, is that as part of my father and my mother's legacy, we have the community center that was started in Honduras. And so that is a focal point for us. With all the fun and everything we do, we're reaching out to a certain part of the world and trying to spread the gospel with whatever we can, still under their name, my mother and my father.
What's your favorite food?
Beans.
My favorite food would be pizza with sausage, pepperoni, olives.
What's your favorite food?
Enchiladas.
Favorite food?
Enchiladas.
Favorite food?
Cheese enchilada.
What's your favorite food?
Tacos. Twice a year, our family gets together for a charity auction and also for a family competition baseball, annual baseball picnic. With our Christmas auction, it really gives us the opportunity to keep our parents' legacy alive. With the annual picnic, it's all competition, baby.
So when it comes to doing it on Memorial Day, everybody sneaks off to the batting cages. Everybody starts throwing the ball around. Nobody wants to look bad when it's time for to play softball. And then we have the two youngest kids. We'll pick the teams, and we're ready to go.
Grandpa was a wonderful person. He had a great personality, but sometimes it wasn't so great.
He broke a lot of the cultural norms. He would serve coffee, he would wash dishes.
He would also help my mother cook.
He would do all the things that men did not do. And everybody respected him because he was a very strong person.
Shove the whole cake in his face. He's 90, he can't stop us. He's like a celebrity.
Grandma was everybody's mother, it seemed like. It didn't matter what anybody needed. She found a way to get it to them. She was the most giving person. She just gave and gave till she couldn't, and she found a way to make things happen.
We should note that he had 9 brothers, and he was second to the youngest of 9, and he loved all his brothers. He was always there.
He had great compassion for people. He loved to open the house up to everybody and anybody.
Work ethic, I think, was the main thing that I picked up, and I've always been able to do that, and fend for myself, fend for my kids and my family as well.
The work ethic can be, we've called it a blessing, but sometimes I've also called it a curse. Can't stop working. You got to have 2 jobs. If you have time, take a 3rd job.
She also had a really good business mind.
Yes.
How to
You can make money.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was shrewd. Yeah, she was very shrewd.
I was about 13 or 14, and I was cleaning houses. And he didn't think anything of it, of my, at that young age, driving and going to work. So that was part of him.
She was very giving, and I remember also when we had the grandkids, she would come over every Tuesday, and my mother and my father would watch the kids there. And of course, she couldn't just sit there, so she'd be vacuuming or cleaning. And
They say that Dad was very strict with us, didn't let us do anything. Looking back now, he wasn't strict. He was teaching us good morals and good values, and we learned from that.
He was strict. He was really strict. I could never get a bad report card. I feared getting a bad report card. And I was wondering, how come he isn't so hard on the girls like anybody else? It didn't matter how good the grades were. He always said, you could do a little better than that. You could do better than that.
He was probably overcorrecting, because with me, he made me drop out of school after the 9th grade. I was old enough to be working.
I'm glad he did, though. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad he was strict at it.
Why are you going to school? You're already 16.
Yeah.
Afterwards, he was so proud of every graduation. He'd go to every graduation, but I was the first one, and he did not understand education at all.
well, my father didn't go to any of my graduations, either junior high school, and I was a speaker at high school, or any of my college graduations either.
She didn't want anybody to leave her house without giving you something. And she would like look around, you're almost walking out the door, and she'd go, ay, a ver, ¿qué te doy, hija? ¿Qué te doy? ¿Qué te doy? She'd go find something, take it off the table, her bedroom, something, but she would give you something to take with you.
So I wouldn't consider my father's being so much strict as he had values, and he had standards, and he had us to adhere to them. My relationship was different with my dad. He was the very most favorite person on earth to me. I always say, and my family knows, he was the perfect father for me. We had the best relationship. We could talk about everything. He was funny, and he had a heart. He would listen.
You know, she was a good athlete too.
She'd run after us with the chancla. Boom!
She would juggle. She juggled, and she played jacks really well.
Yeah. She could shoot baskets and never miss. He had a lot of wisdom.
So I remember him taking several correspondence courses with a very limited English vocabulary.
I do remember one time when it was Sunday morning, and I got up and my breakfast wasn't ready, and I was just getting so angry, like, where is my food? I was looking for her, like, where is it? So I walked outside, and she was washing my car. She was washing my car. It's like, oh my gosh.
There you go.
I felt a little guilty. I felt a little guilty. Yeah, I feel kind of bad about that. It was like, where's my breakfast?
And then what'd she do after that? You were only, 25 or something, and she gave you $2 for your lunch, right? Yes.
Of course.
My dad loved reading his Bible. When we couldn't find Dad, where's Dad, where's Dad? Outside in the car, reading his Bible.
Remember, she was selling some kind of clothes or something, and I could hear her telling the lady who was there to look at the clothes. Oh, they look that one looks really good on you. It brings out the color of your eye. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, she should be out selling used cars, He could be charming. I always imagined that he could be the leading man, kind of like Clark Gable. In our army pictures, the rest of us have our hats on just right. He's got just a little bit tilted and a little mustache,
Yeah.
So he had a little panache, a little something.
Flair. Little flair.
Yeah.
Golden leaves look brown to me. The world had less color without you. Stars in the sky looked plain to my eye. The world had lost color without you. I know plenty of people with eyes closed. They don't see you like I do. Darling, I do. Notes on the keys meant nothing to me. The world didn't sing without you. Birds in the trees fell silent to me. The world didn't sing without you. Without you, I know plenty of people with eyes closed. They don't see you like I do. Darling, I do. And I know plenty of people with eyes closed. They don't see you like I do. Darling, I do. Darling, I do see you. I know plenty of people with eyes closed. They don't see you. I know plenty of people with eyes closed. They don't see you like, and I know plenty of people with eyes closed. They don't see you like I do. Darling, I do. Darling, I do. Darling, I do see you.
Okay, in a zombie apocalypse, and they come to kill all you guys, who's the first one to get eaten, and who's the last one to survive?
First one to get eaten. Carlos is the first one.
Ruben dies first. I'm the survivor.
Okay, Benny gets eaten first, but I gotta explain why. Because he's defending everybody. He's holding everybody back.
Probably Benny, because I think he's the most godly, and they'd want to get rid of him first.
Who dies first out of all your siblings?
I do.
I think Romy.
Wow.
Probably Gloria. She's a survivor. She is.
And Romy is a survivor.
Oh, you're the third one to say that. And then who's the last survivor?
Carlos gets eaten first. Everybody else survives.
I like everybody else survives. So not only do you smash it, but you smash it double.
All right. My mom and dad taught us to have faith in God above everything else. Whether in good times or bad times, we were always conscious, we were always aware of God in our lives.
Well, our family has a very rich tradition of being hard workers. I mean, way back from the agricultural days that we worked in the fields, they used to call us braceros in those days. but we worked very hard to make something of ourselves.
My mom and dad, they were always looked upon by others. They always saw them as godly people, and they were. That makes me feel very proud.
Having a big family reminds me of Mom and Dad and the big family that they raised, 7 of us, and I get it now, what they went through, what they did, and how they raised us, how they fed us. Grounding us in the Lord, it taught me to be that mother of faith and do the same thing with my children.
Our parents always gave and gave and gave, not necessarily monetarily, but they always gave of themselves. They taught us to give of ourselves.
We look at our parents and they showed us so much about being a servant's heart, and I see that in my children, and we are just really blessed to be part of this Murillo legacy.
His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. The Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn
and your family, and your children, and their children, and their children.
What it means to be a Murillo is family, faith, and honor.
They taught us to give back, to give of ourselves, give our time, and give our money too. Give everything that we have.
Another thing that we really learned from my dad was work ethics. I have some amazing children who have great jobs because they're hard workers, responsible, and that's what Dad taught us.
Being a Murillo is a real honor. A lot of the family was saved and kept on going to church because of them.
We also always put God first, raised our kids with the same values, hard work, trust in God, love our country. I think that's what I take away from my family.
Being a Murillo is legacy. I'm not floating in space. I'm not ever lonely. We are part of something bigger than ourselves. It keeps me grounded, and it helps my faith to grow. I feel part of something.
His face.